Good day and welcome to episode 32 of our art book reviews. Today, although it's not very clear by the cover, this is Valkyria Chronicles 4. Another one what came with a video game. The special edition of this wasn't too bad priced. So the art book was probably around £10 to £12, I'd say, if you took into account all the other stuff in the box. So probably not too bad. Interesting enough compared to other Valkyria Chronicle games, they normally have a separate art book, but you could buy separate. So 1, 2 and 3 all had separate art books. 4 is the exception to the rule. For whatever reason, I do not know why. I have a good look and I couldn't find an existence of a fourth one. It's been out for a few years now, so if they were going to do one, they would have done one. So I'm just gonna be scared to call this an art book. It's more of a journal, and that's the idea behind it. It's journal the main character. If I'm gonna give it a tier, it's barely a 2. It's barely a tier 2. You get a little bit of concept art, but you mainly got, and also interesting enough, looks like you've got a lot more writing than you actually have, because you've got English, French, and German. So they've got 3 languages in this, which is unusual. Normally you just get the one language and that's it, but they decided to do 3 languages in this one. But that also means that you get very brief descriptions of things, unfortunately. And this is all written out as a diary would be, like information about, this was the day our hotel was burned. So some it's like journalist entries, like from the main guy. Quite personally written. Here's my friend from time long ago, and other ones aren't just generic. But you're mainly getting screenshots from the games. You're not getting any design aspect in this. There is nothing to say why they did this, why they did that, and the development of it. And this is as far as you're going to get with the actual concept art bit. Is just a little bit of that and a couple of characters. You get a little bit of a sketch like that. Very small, very faint. You're not getting much detail, like small little bits down here, and that's it really. You're not really getting much concept art. You're just getting a few pictures, a few memories from the game, and then a brief little 4 lines for the main characters, and then for the smaller characters you're getting 1 line. So you're not. It's more just like here's this character, here's this character, here's this character. A little tiny bit of concept art. And the only problem is for this, I find, is because all the others have had art books, it makes you really want a proper art book for this game. I'd actually like to see more detailed about development of this character or the world. It's a very interesting world. I mean, I guess the first game art book would give you a lot because it's set during the same time period as the first one, pretty much. So the world stuff would work from that book, but obviously it features different parts of the conflict and different aspects. I think the first game focuses a bit too much on you, the good guys, they're the bad guys. And this one, it focuses a bit more on, both sides. One side's definitely worse than the other, but our side isn't the most ethical. So, I mean, I wanted a real art book. Just get a journal, and then you got these scribbles, which are just there for decorations, no actual words. So you see, it's just characters, and as you get further in on the smaller side characters, there we go. one line, prays for her bunk every night before lights out. Which is quite a shame because unlike 1, where most of the soldiers you have very little development, they're just there. And you're like, okay, you know this one by their abilities, this character is racist, or nothing you really got from them was like you found out whether this character was a bigot or whether what their sexuality was, and not much else. And that was all that you got in that game. While this one, you get little side quests where you can find out why they're like this. You know, she's on a mission to find her husband who's MIA. That's why she joined. And then you can do a side quest later on where you can find out what happened to her husband, or why this person's a complete utter drunk, and then help her get past the issues which has made her drunk to improve her life and stuff like that. Like, actually have development and stuff. And yet we just got them here with one line and that's it. First impressions of a character basically in one line. That's not really what you want from an art or design book. I know it's only a journal, but it's a lot of pages just to have basically what you get in the character screen, you know, in the game. It's a bit sad, really. It's so much potential could be done here, and then so little. That was our Valkyrie. Well, if you haven't played the game, she gets the ending that people wanted for Sevilla Blaise. Just pretty much all characters. Do get a few screenshots of the various tanks and in the game. Battle cruiser. Very tiny pictures of the weapons, which mostly all the same. You don't even get any interesting information. Grenades, great for clearing sandbags. Yay. I would like to know why they went for this whole kind of design with it, because it's a bit weird. And then the medals, that's it. It's a picture book with some names of characters and a very brief thing of who they are. It's just a shame because I really loved this game. I platinumed it. I would love to have a full art book of this game, and yet didn't do one. This was the best we got of it, and it's a bit disappointing. If you really must have it, I mean, you know, you don't want to load up the characters. You don't want to load up the game to look at the characters, I guess. To be fair, this, you know what this is? This is an extended version of the manuals you used to get back in the day in the old games, you know. Quite a few people who might remember when you used to pull out a game, you'd have like a big thick booklet, and it would have like, you know, especially like a fighting game, for example, it'll have every single character in it, and they'll tell you about that, briefly tell you about that character. This is basically what that is. But now we pay extra for the privilege of said thing. If you're a fan of the series, fan of this game, and you really must have it, £8. I mean, I won't pay much for it. I'm like you. You could probably just take screenshots off online and make your own Word document. It's not. You could probably find more detailed concept art of these characters looking up the artists' accounts online, which is quite sad, really. That's how you're gonna get most of the stuff. But anyway, I'll stop waffling. It's not amazing, but an art book, it's a bit of a pointless extra, really. It's a shame. But until next time, goodbye.